100% wild-crafted sea moss. Only the best, 'cause you deserve nothing less. 8 Butterfly.
One love, Delta 9 travelers. Welcome in to the International Digital Connection. What's going on your side of the globe? I'm telling you, a number of things, a number of things for us to catch up with before the start of the work week. You know, some person still winding down from the long weekend, all the holidays, all the festivities, and everything that was going on. What's new on your side of the globe? Because that drop a 9 into the comment section. As long as I'm coming, a 9 into the comment section. For me, it seems like we're having a bit of turbulence with our connection. But nonetheless, the flight must continue. Rugranat, we're going on, buddy. Welcome into the live. Thanks for being a part of this special presentation. Who else is live with us? Desiree, big up yourself. Good evening. And thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Desiree saying good evening to everyone tuned in all the way from Canada. Big up yourself, Desiree. Thanks for being a part of the flight. We are boarding right now, ladies and gentlemen. So as you come into the flight, as you come into this live presentation, please and thank you. Give me a pong, thumbs up the live as you come into the flight. You understand? Give me a pong, thumbs up the live. Cost you nothing. That's the free way to support independent media. Free way to support Delta 9 Media right here on YouTube. Live with you as we go through so many headlines, so many trending and important headlines. Listen, so much that we got to update one another with. I'm wondering how long this live is going to be, but nonetheless, we're going to rock out until it's that time to say, catch you in the next one, right? Paulette, thanks for dropping the 9s in the comment section and for being a frequent traveler right here on Delta 9 Media. We are boarding Delta 9 travelers. Big up yourself. As you come into the flight, you don't know how it is go. Give my pong. Thumbs up the live. Thumbs up the live. As we start to update one another with all of these headlines are saying, listen, I see one of the top ranking members of Team Win just came out a conversation directed straight to the opposition minister, Honorable Onich Waldron. We gotta get into that. Plus, we gotta catch up with the Honorable Minister out and about with a number of other members from the government, making sure that certain things are in place, and plus giving us an update because it seems like this is one of the most recent really bad floodings that they had. So we're getting an update as to what happened from before in comparison to what's going on now with all the different developments that were supposed to would have been done from them times to now, right? So there's so many things that we're definitely going to be updating ourselves with. Plus, listen, we got this video that's been trending and making a whole lot of rounds that if we got some time, we're definitely going to get into it. The hotline number, I'm going to make sure that I put it on the screen, right? For some reason, I'm getting some slight turbulence with the flight, man. But guess what? We must persevere. Perseverance is the key, right? Perseverance is the key. I'm trying to jump into the scenes to start plugging these headlines, but guess what? Who's in the chat with me right now? Who are the moderators that are live with me right now? Big up yourself to all the moderators. Thanks for being a part of the live. To all the frequent travelers. Let's see what's going on now. Boom. All right. So now we're cooking with gas, right? We are cooking with gas. This is one of the most recent and most trending headlines that's going on right now on the ground. Young couple goes missing allegedly after going for a swim. Let's get some of these details, Delta 9 travelers, as we go into some more headlines. Let's get some of this and what's happening right here.
Good. And just the update was transparent here on Unity Beach. No, actually, who can we get up? You now too. Who can move? Oh my God, Mike, I don't know. What should it? What should them this too much? What should them this too much? What the farthest one there was? So if you want to carry email, you have to feed too. You go find there. And to me say the Friday. And you don't too. You don't too. Mm-hmm. Now look how far the children, look how far the children they swim out them. That's the far the one they watch. Exactly. No, in that deep, it's the strength of the water. If the water carry you, they got to free you now. The strength of the water. So far, there's no such steam out here at this moment. Hold on here. Mhm. Those who not join us, we come into life and unity on the coast of the wow. Red couple at the port missing. So far, there's no such party out here. But families and friends have gathered. So it was reported that the couple was out here when the report missing. You could swim the other going. You could swim. So this is the state of the water right now.
The water looking real rough there, you know. This situation right there, if they is went into the swimming and all of these people are out there looking for them, and the way that the water is looking, the way the tide washing right there is serious. You understand? Let's hope for the best. And if they're gonna find them, let's hope that they find them before the place start getting dark, because there's a whole lot of complications is gonna be added if the place loses sunlight, and then they gotta look for them in the dark with that kind of water and how it is going on right now with the tide, right? Vibor, thanks for being a part of the live. Thanks for being a frequent flyer right here on Delta 9 Media. Good evening to Delta 9 Media and all the right thinking viewers watching from the East Bank of Demerara. Guyana, big up to everybody on the East Bank. Big up to the whole of GT. Big up to the whole of Guyana. Thanks for being a part of the live. Stanley, what going on? Stanley saying good night. Well, he's talking to another frequent traveler. Big up yourself, Stanley. Thanks for being a part of the live. Rasta Empress, one of our moderators, is in the live as well. Thanks for being a part of the live. And thanks for tuning in to this international digital connection. Serious, serious situation on the ground right there. Let's hope everything turns out for the best for our brother and our sister. Let's hope that they're able to find them, and definitely that everything is well with them. It's good that, you know, there's persons that are caring enough to come out and make sure that they try to locate them as such, you know. So for the persons who are not aware as yet, but I'm pretty sure most persons know by now, we want to say condolences to the Conway family and all the loved ones of Mr. Conway. Rising power to our brother CC, one of the top cops from speaking out, exposing corruption and incompetence, Rising power to him. Condolences to all his family and his loved ones. Well, they had an evening where persons came and, they had different conversations about our brother. Rising power to him. And we're just gonna get a few minutes from this commemoration as we jump into other things. For some reason, I don't know. Bear with me, Delta 9 travelers. I know what's going on with my connection today. For some reason, here what's going on. Thanks for being a part of the live. For some reason, I'm getting a bit of turbulence, but nonetheless, the flight must continue. The flight must continue.
Professor Paul Slow. I believe the greatness was achieved when these men, along with others, had the tenacity to stand up to the commander-in-chief. Because the president is a creature of the Constitution. The president cannot want us as citizens to obey the Constitution and then he violates it. So I think the greatness was achieved when they stood up and won. That is part of the legacy of Professor CC and of course Professor Paul Sloan. That is inspiring for persons like myself who look for citizens still to do good. The goodness in the citizens. So one of the things that Professor CC will leave with me is seagull management. Seagull management, as he describes it, is when you fly in and you shut up.
They make a certain noise and they just fly off.
And it is really sad to look at the kind of seagull management leadership that is part of law enforcement agencies. That they will talk about the crisis in the Guyana Police Force. It is not something to actually laugh about, it is serious. The police is the first responders if anyone is in trouble. And when Adriano was in trouble, we all remembered what a senior police did as in the commander then in Region 3. Those are not nice things to happen in violating our right to life. And as a commissioner that sits on 2 constitutional human rights commissions, Rights of the Child as well as the Women and Gender Equality Commission, I applaud both Professor Sissy and Paul Slow for keeping with the law and to speak candidly about what went wrong and to call it out. It takes the grit, guts, and gumption to actually stand up and say, you were were wrong. What you did was not right. I would like to also say that when Professor Sisi spoke, he always had the Constitution with him. So he would quote the law, he would quote the section, he had the law. So when he spoke, he would say, look, nobody just can wake up with a dream and promote these rights. It has to go through the Police Service Commission, which is defunct, which is not constituted, which is not constitutional, because the Constitution is the supreme law. So if the president of the country is violating the supreme law, we all have a duty to call it out as citizens. And I want to applaud picking out exposing corruption for making me stronger, tougher, wanting to stand up as a professional social worker and to call out the wrongs that is actually happening. When we look at what is happening across the regions, and recently in the celebration of our 60th, it makes you feel sad as to what our law enforcement institutions have become. The flag that refused to stand is actually a new slap in how the gun management is happening in our nation. I would like to express condolences to the family, to the friends and members of the force, to us as students of this program. We were never ready for him to go. I watched him on the 22nd. He had on the headphone and he tried to come on. And so all the time, Professor Paul keeps saying, I got to go back and see if we can get him. I got to go. So
Big up yourself to all the travelers that are in the chat right now. If I seem just a little bit distracted with the flow, is because for some reason I'm getting a buffering.
that he had died, that was like a whack. That was really a heavy blow. But we must soldier on and don't give up. Let us stand for the very things that he exemplified: honesty, integrity. I remember Professor Sisi speaking to a comment I made when I spoke about the Guyana Police Force needing international training and education in how they better and improve their services. And he agreed and he called my name. I did not know him personally in person, but I always attended class and listened to him, respected what he said, and would always be willing to get in class and to listen, because he was an excellent teacher alongside Professor Paul. We will continue to uphold the battle and to hold those who we entrust with power accountable. If you take the oath of office, you are accountable. The president is a preacher of the Constitution. He cannot be above it. And so every law that is violated, we must call it out and never be afraid to be speaking out against incompetence and corruption. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me see. I want to play something out with me.
Rising power to our brother, Mr. Clinton Conway. Condolences to his family and all his loved ones. Right? All his loved ones, condolences. Definitely will be missed by persons all over the globe. Definitely going to be missed. Now, as we jump into other headlines, we know it's May, June. So we know these rains was coming, boy. We know that we would have had this situation that could have caused flooding because, to be honest with you, you're having a lot of weather problems in a number of parts of the world right now. In Guyana, we know every May, June, we get heavy rainfall. So just make sure you do certain things in advance if you could to prevent your situation from being as bad as some of these situations that we're seeing. But we're going to jump into some of these details and hear directly from the persons that are on the ground and try to understand, try to suss out what's really going on. You understand? As we get through some of these very important and trending headlines. So we don't got to be caught up all the way at the beginning of the work week.
Good afternoon, Guyana. We have just concluded, along with my cabinet colleagues, the entire walkthrough of Georgetown, looking at how the flooding has affected the residents. The one thing is clear is that some of the interventions that we have implemented as government in terms of adding additional pumps has helped with the water running off very quickly. There are still some areas that we've been able to highlight that need immediate attention, and so this exercise has started to help us in that regard to be able to identify the areas that need immediate attention, like this area that we're studying, Haley and Hardina Street, where the water has not receded as quickly as other areas. All in all, it was an extremely useful exercise. I think the residents were very happy to see governments on the ground looking at solving and alleviating this issue of the flooding from heavy rainfall. Thank you very much.
Can I get a comment?
Actually, true for she would still be underwater, but since NDIA had the additional pump, it's up, and within the next hour, water be
This never used to be the case in Alexander Village. Water used to be settling for hours. Now the water is quickly receded with the addition of the extra pump. But it's better now, isn't it?
Big up to the entire team that's out and about. You know, even if the situation is where we're seeing water on the road, we gotta understand that, listen, in some parts of the world, they got real flooding going on. So we know that things should be better. We know that these things definitely need improvement. But we understand, listen, it's May, June rain, and there's a number of things that could factor into what we're seeing right here. Poor infrastructural development, which is one of the things that we highlight and call out a lot on this platform, right? But guess what? There's a number of other things that leaders or Team Win is highlighting about what's going on right there. What are your views, Delta 9 travelers? Drop it into the comment section or call it in. Let's have some right thinking conversation on this Sunday afternoon. We cruising. It's Delta 9 Media. And it's a Sunday afternoon as we jump into some of these headlines before we begin the work week. Let's hear some of these details coming in from Tabitha Ali, Honorable Miss Ali.
to do a quick video about a couple of things that are really concerning and I think we should be aware of. Now, we've seen all that has transpired over the last couple of days, and we had first the issue of the young man Jakeem being shot by police, and the outcome of it is that he has a warhead lodged in his spine or close to his spine, in his body, close to his spine at the back. And the claim is that they are investigating the matter, and there is absolute silence from the Minister of Home Affairs. Absolute silence from the Minister of Home Affairs, but yet the Minister of Home Affairs
turbulence like we flying through the Bermuda Triangle. This is what we're gonna do real quick. Desiree said, my condolences and prayers for the family and friends. Definitely. Every single time. R.I.P. Mr. Conway. Right? Zebuya. Thanks for being a part of the live. Zebuya is saying, good evening, Delta 9 and family. Watching from GA. Pick up yourself. Zebuya. Pick up the whole of Atlanta, Georgia as well. All the way from down south. International digital connection from the East Bank to down south to Canada to PA to New York. Listen, we global. Thanks for being a part of the live. All the frequent travelers, all the persons in the live right now. As we jump right back into these headlines, because I noticed we're getting a little bit of turbulence. But nonetheless, like I said, the flight must continue. The flight must continue.
When I was rushed to the hospital, the other morning, I was vomiting, I was blood, and I was collapsing, and I wasn't able to breathe properly. I was losing blood, and when I was passed out and I wake up back, you have to say about them taking for some tea and something, and I don't want to be in no teasing situation. Everything I want is work for, and I do construction work, I go up to 9 5 a day, I got my tools, everything. And I feel even more when the officer would kill me. After I ride and come home, I didn't see no police there, and you know, I ride and go in the yard, officer run to the gate, and kick it, I didn't know what the officer did. I then kick the gate, I end up far along. When I fall along now, I get up and look straight in the face. He draw a gun, I never see before, he draw a gun and shoot me right there. And when he shoot me now, he start asking me, oh, lady, I want to know is what I do. You know, when he shoot me, and he run and jump over me. He started pushing me all the way after me and press the gun again and it jam. He start aim the gun at me again, like around me head, so I press it again and it click, it jam. And after a couple, then after about 2 seconds more, a man from the van jump out the van back, come in, kick me to me really, to the gate. I tell me car move one side, the left side foot paralyzed. And kick me and tell me get up. I tell them I can't move and everything and jab the one who shoot me with the knife, jab me by the pants, pull me outside, throw me up in the van and I asked the man for the back of the van, put me to sit up straight, come and get me to breathe properly and I want to vomit. And the man on the back of the van started telling me but he putting me to sit up and no long I'm looking for me and some miss.
A sad situation, you know, Delta 9 travelers. And why we put this up on the screen is so persons could realize this is not the first time, it's not the second time, it's not the third time, it's not the fourth time, it's not the fifth time. Listen, I could go on and on and on and on and on. But I would just be counting to hundreds. You understand? This situation here should have gotten a lot of attention because we got new energy, right, in the Ministry of Home Affairs that definitely is a mother, right? She's a mother, a black mother, might I add. So she understand, or she should understand, because she is a black mother. She should understand that these things right here is something that is plaguing our nation, right? We can jump back into some more of them details coming directly from our brother, but let's hear some of the points that Honorable Ali is making.
People's livelihoods, that is also serious. But her main responsibility is to focus on what is happening in the Guyana Police Force. We have too many instances or too many situations where police are either going rogue or behaving as if they are a law unto themselves. We have too many situations and too many instances of police being identified in corrupt activities. There are too many instances of police almost extorting people for money under various circumstances. There are too many instances. Even the president has to announce about a license being bought and sold. That has to happen at the level of the police. But somehow the Minister of Home Affairs is always silent on all of these matters that affect the lives and livelihood of people, and especially the African Guyanese community, who seems to be consistently targeted by the police and always seem to be at the wrong end, either dying at the hands of the police, being shot, left maimed at the hands of the police, or dying in the custody of the police. And the Minister of Home Affairs, Onage Waldron, or whatever you call us, is always so silent on these matters. There is no indication from her as the minister that she cares about these issues, that she is concerned about what seems to be a consistent approach by the Guyana Police Force when dealing with certain persons in our society, and that she is putting systems in place to ensure that it stops. There's nothing from her on these matters, but she's in the water frolicking in South Rumpelt and across Georgetown, talking about the water is receding. We need the minister.
But it's better now, isn't it? It's going down fast, right? Yeah.
This is River 2. This is 2 of 16 points deployed in various parts of the city, and the ministers and our team will be going through. One thing people are saying all the time, the water is moving on. If a survey once, it's moving on.
With these matters, I am truly fed up. I really am. And I cannot understand why the Minister of Home Affairs is consistently silent on all of these issues. She says absolutely nothing. We have a 19-year-old in the hospital waiting to do another surgery to see whether or not we pray and hope that the surgery goes well if they go through with it and he's able to walk again and be active the way he was before this thing that happened with him and the police a couple of days ago. But she is so silent on it. Nobody has gone to see him, to visit him from the government. And the police is saying mistaken identity.
It's just a callous approach. You understand? Almost like if they don't care. Almost like if, it's just another situation. We do it before. What are they going to do about it? The same thing they did before? Look how many other instances. Some of them are on your screen right now. And the only reason that there's not more on your screen is because we might not even have enough space to hold all the faces. This is a situation that has been going on over and over again. Powerful points being made by Honorable Tabitha.
Onish Waldron, we deserve better as the Minister of Home Affairs. This country deserves better. You have a whole community that is fearful of the police because it appears as though the police has a mindset when it comes to the African Guyanese community. And Onish Waldron, an African Guyanese, says absolutely nothing about it. What really is her purpose? What really is her purpose? They need to get it right. So I am calling on the Minister of Home Affairs to act, to stop being silent on matters that are of grave importance to the people of this country, to the young African men who are afraid of the police, who are scared of the police because of what happened a couple of days ago and what has consistently happened time and time again, year after year, at the hands of the police. And you have a Home Affairs Minister that says nothing and gives no indication that she's working on any policy, any plan, anything to deal with those rogue cops and these police that seem to feel like if they're a law unto themselves. So, Minister of Home Affairs, the ball is in your court. I am waiting and I'm going to keep on this and keep pressing on this until you say something that makes sense to the Guyanese people about what exactly your plan is to ensure the Guyana Police Force stops hunting down and killing our African Guyanese in this country.
Moving on very quickly. This is one of the individuals that made a significant difference in understanding the surrounding situation and everything. So the residents are very happy with that. It's all working, and those that you can see that the interventions the government is making, including the flooding, is working.
I'm lucky that he shoot me. So he would have shoot me to kill me. And I started vomiting instead of blood when I was coming in the hospital. Then I wake up when I go to surgery and then X-ray me and tell me I open surgery. All in the X-ray room I was vomiting instead of blood. And when I get up now, and I watch God knows, claiming that it was the wrong person who shoot and this and that and this and all of this one is justice. I don't be accumulating in no crime and those things. And all the bullets end up shooting me straight through it, go by my spine. Then say it will be a 50-50 chance you can move it. I might walk again and this and right now it's so much pain on my belly inside. Then say some some of my guts and everything, bones and everything shatter, and I was bleeding bad, so I couldn't remove the bullet and so on. So I said I'm stitched up from the inside and all the stuff. So right now I'm in here and I'm
So rough when you gotta listen and you just gotta hear this account coming from this young brother. And then they're telling us about mistaken identity, right? But we ain't hearing no conversation coming from the top rank. We ain't see no person from human services visiting the family to say, listen, we gonna make sure we get to the bottom of this. Here is some type of compensation or some type of situation to make sure that he gets the best possible treatment so he could save his mobility. Could you imagine mistaken identity left you crippled or almost crippled for the rest of your life, buddy? Just because a person thinks you look a particular way, we all think about this, Delta 9 travelers. Drop it in the comment section. Call it in, buddy. Let's have some meaningful conversation about this very important, very, very important headline.
so much pain and the officer, he didn't even think twice. Since he see I fall and I get it back, he just draw the gun and shoot me right there. I collapse right there and all for no reason. Once I feel like paralyzed, them start shooting me rough on the ground. I feel like the teeth and around the part of them teeth and activity and everything. I just want is just justice.
And the policeman said, did the bullet pass through you? And he said, no, he could feel it in his back, right? And the policeman said to him, you're lucky that I didn't shoot. The guy would have shoot you to kill you.
Wow.
This is a young man.
19 years old.
This is a young man, 19 years old, who has no criminal record, absolutely no criminal record. And the policeman will say to him that he is lucky that he's not the one who shot. So he would have shot him to kill him. This is a policeman who is happy to tell somebody who's already been shot, a teenager, and the face of it, a completely innocent teenager, no criminal record whatsoever, that he would be happy to kill him for no reason at all, to kill an innocent teenager. This is what is going on in this country. And they were denying him the opportunity to come to the hospital. But the people in the area demanded that he be brought to the hospital, where Joaquim had to undergo surgery because of ruptured organs. And that bullet is still lodged next to his spine.
I'm telling you. We're hearing the details coming right there from Honorable Dr. Campbell and a number of other members from the APNU, PNC, that are on the ground. And we just heard from Honorable Tabitha, one of the top ranking members of Team Win, So it seems like Team Win and the APN UPNC is doing more Home Affairs work than the Ministry of Home Affairs. Y'all didn't see what's going on? The opposition is the one that is out and about doing the real Home Affairs work in this situation, at least. At least in this situation right here, we could clearly see, because we hear nothing yet coming in directly from the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs about this situation, and it's obvious that it is making its rounds around the political space in Guyana. And internationally, as you could clearly see, this is an international digital connection. You see persons tuning in from all over the globe. And we're highlighting these things because too often these things continue to repeat itself. Rising power to all the brothers that are on the screen right now. Rondell, Ronaldo, right? Kian, all our brothers that are there and those that are not even on the screen. Rising power to them and condolences to their family and their loved ones. Let's hear some more of these details coming in from Honorable Dr. Campbell. Out and about doing the work of the people. Big up yourself, Dr. Campbell.
So he has no movement in his left leg. The left leg is completely numb. He has movement in the right leg. And they're examining the possibility of surgery on Monday from the back to try to remove that bullet from next to the spine. And I want to say to all you listeners, I want you to hold this innocent young man, Joaquin Peters. I want you to hold him in your prayers, because this is what, even as we fight for justice for him, what is important now as he goes through the possibility of surgery on Monday is that we hold him in our prayers. And while we were there, and you guys would have missed this, Saiku did pray. We did say a prayer. We got together with him and we said a prayer for successful outcome for the surgery, and that he'll be able to resume his life, his productive life as a mason, perhaps eventually becoming a contractor. But I want to say
that really been up the youth man also. Been up the trade, right? Because when you can put them kind of complications in his life, you got something large in your spine and you're doing contracting work. How they gonna work out, buddy? This calls for a lot of activity up and about, moving around, lifting this and all of that. And yet still we hear nothing coming in from the Home Affairs Minister. Yet still, right now, listen, but guess what? We're going to bring you all the updates on this. All the updates, because at some point they have to say something, hopefully, about it.
I want to repeat that a policeman would tell an innocent young man who was just shot,
Yes.
right?
Supposedly mistaken identity. Mistaken identity.
Just ask him, did the bullet pass through you? No, it didn't pass through you. It didn't pass through me. I could still feel it in my back. And then tell him, you're lucky I didn't shoot you, because I would have shoot you to kill you. This is what is going on in this country. And this has got to stop. This has got to stop. Otherwise, we're going to have to bring George Town to stand still. This has got to stop. It cannot be that the police will shoot innocent young men. You know, this guy rode all the way from the seawall, all the way to Plum Park, Blackhear in Sapphire. No police, no loud hailer, no sirens, no call for him to stop. And they just look through his door and shoot him. The people of Guyana, the youths of Guyana cannot stand this. We will not stand for this. And it has to stop. And I'm calling on the president, I'm calling on the commissioner of police, I'm calling on the minister of home affairs. I'm calling on you to address this situation.
Big up yourself. Humi, thanks for being a part of the live. Humi saying what she's going to understand when she arrived, allegedly, at the scene of an accident that her son had while he was driving a government vehicle, allegedly, and she took him before the police could question him. I telling you, There's a lot going on, so much going on in our beautiful country. And it's important, it's very, very important that we continue to keep these headlines on the front burner, because these is the things that they keep sweeping under the rug, and before you know it, it's happening again and again, over and over again, to the point where we gotta ask ourselves, how many more when these things should stop? These things shouldn't be going on, man. They shouldn't be going on right now, because we got a young, vibrant, capable, educated Minister of Home Affairs. No excuses at this point as to why nothing yet on this, right? As to why the person that did it and the persons that did it are not somehow being apprehended already, or some type of file being presented on investigating what's going on with this matter. It's crazy.
Because it is unfair. We are moving into an era again of extrajudicial killings, and if this matter is not addressed now, it will blow up, and we will stand on the side of the youths and of the people who are being oppressed in this country. Imagine, I want to repeat again, I said it 2-3 times and I ain't said enough. I could say it 100 times, that the police look at a young man, an innocent young man, and said, you're lucky that I didn't shoot, or else I would have shoot you to kill you. For no reason. This is execution for no reason.
But I also want us to
Big up yourself, Dr. Campbell. When I hear it and all too, it's very upsetting that you could look at people and people cheering, a young, vibrant youth, and tell them things that in there no badness, that in there no badness, don't got no police record, and you telling me, I would listen. It's sad when you think about it, and it's cold-hearted, because guess what? Remember when we see the video, and if there wasn't video for Ronaldo, persons wouldn't have been charged, but yet still we can keep highlighting what's going on with Ronaldo as well, because the fact that persons would have been charged still don't mean that you're going to get a conviction, right? Even though the family was highlighting the fact that they don't believe the conversation that was coming in from certain persons in law enforcement, we ain't hear nothing about what really go on with Rondell. Nobody in charge yet for what happened with Kian, right? It's crazy.
I also want us to revisit Dr. Campbell. The moment Jakeem said the police stomped the gate, his bike fell, so he fell to the ground. And when he looked at him face to face, he shot him. He subsequently stamped the gate again, realizing it has a padlock on it. He removed the padlock and came in the yard and went over him, and he heard a click. Jakeem said, I heard a click, and he was aiming to my head. But by then, his mother came and his cousin in the yard came, and that is what probably prevented the officer from actually probably putting a bullet in his head. This is an innocent young son. That is key for me, because if he has no police record, and at the end of all of this, he said it's mistaken identity, so you're not sure who you've gone to. You don't possess any information that they've just committed a crime or anything. So there's no justification for you to shoot him, much more point a gun at his head.
The troubling situation too that I'm really thinking about when I hear the different aspects of what's going on right here. How come these police just be so comfortable doing things like this? Saying things like that, knowing that so many cameras are about and that they could really spend a lot of time in jail in other parts of the world for doing things like this, that they will feel so comfortable saying things like that, like what Honorable Dr. Campbell was highlighting right there, right? And the things that we know that a lot of times they are accused of in the past. How come they feel so comfortable doing these things and saying these things and being a part of these things? Like the Red Ram situation with Adriano and a number of other things that went down at that scene there. It got to be persons in high authority that is giving them these privileges, you know. Rasta Empress, one of our insightful moderators, is saying, my God, when will this end? Our people are being mistreated, and some of these people have families to take care of. He is so young and have so much to offer. Big up yourself, Rasta Empress. Thanks for being a moderator right here on Delta 9 Media. Who me is saying, I hear the people next door to the victim. Son name now calling like the police looking for him. Wow. Wow. So they mistaken he allegedly for somebody else. And then now they claiming that is the neighbor's son. Allegedly. Allegedly. But guess what? Big up yourself, Fumi. Thanks for dropping those insights into the chat. And we're going to bring you all the updates as they unfold in this situation, you know. We just hope the best for the brother. We just wish him speedy recovery and full recovery. Full recovery. And all of these fools who out there doing these type of cruel things to people. Your time soon come, buddy. Your time soon come. Remember, the world is a cycle, right? The energy that you push out, this be the energy that always somehow find itself cycling back. And this be the part right there.
And if it wasn't for his mother and somebody in the yard, we would be looking at another teenager that was executed extrajudicially.
Well, actually, two teenagers cycle because his cousin came out of the yard. And the cousin, they pointed the gun at the cousin too. So both Joaquim already shot on the ground and the cousin were on the trail. And the feeling is that they both would have been shot and perhaps killed in that yard if the mother did not run out.
Wow.
If the mother did not run out. This is what's happening in Guyana. And we will not be on the APNU parliamentary team and the PNC and the constituent parties in the APNU. We will not stand for this. I tread lightly around issues of racism. I like to sift them through and examine them. But I can't tread lightly around this.
Yeah.
What we are seeing is a government a police force that is stereotyping young black men. A young black man buys an XR motorcycle or I don't know if they still got CG.
But they can't afford a car. What else are they going to buy?
They can't afford a car. They're working as a mason, saving their little money. They buy a motorcycle immediately as they buy that motorcycle, and with their savings, they are criminalized. Yeah. They become criminal because Joaquim has bought this cycle, I think, 4 to 5 months. And within 4 to 5 months, he's had 3 run-ins with the police. In the first run-in cycle, he was locked up for 72 hours because they thought that he had committed some crime and he had done nothing, right?
Only to show him the footage.
Right, and it was not him. The footage showed that it was not him. So within the space of 4 to 5 months, just because he bought a motorcycle, he gets locked up for 72 hours, right? And the footage showed that it was not him. He gets tased.
Friday.
Only last Friday he gets tased because they thought it was a stolen motorcycle, only to realize it's not stolen. And now by Thursday, he is shot in his yard and now lies in the Georgetown Hospital with a bullet in his spine, in pain in his stomach, ruptured organs, all because he bought a motorcycle as a young black male in this country. This must not continue. This has to stop. And the Commissioner of Police, he is an old black man. He needs to call his officers. And I want to address something. I don't like to get too technical, but this is internalized racism. we are teaching the young black police officers that it is okay to shoot your fellow young black men.
Yeah.
And that has to stop. That is internalized racism. Because the black officer said to Joaquim, if I just shoot you, I will shoot you to kill, even though Joaquim is innocent. I am saying to the young police officers, the young black officers who are watching this, I know that you have been misled. I know that you are being taught things that are incorrect. And I'm telling you, disabuse yourself of this internalized racism. Those young black men riding the motorcycles and so on, they are just like you. Some of you in the force today, you'll be out tomorrow. And so I am calling on you. You know, justice, the law must prevail. But listen, treat each and every citizen, black, Indian, European, Chinese, Amerindian, everybody. Treat every citizen as a human being. Yeah. Do not impute guilt to anyone without a proper investigation. They are right that that house with Joaquim is for them to tell him, stop, we want to speak to you. Not to put a gun through the text
it's
and shoot him immediately.
He wasn't armed.
I am calling
he posed no threat to the officer.
No threat whatsoever. He had no gun on him. And I'm calling on the young policemen, especially the young black policemen. Do not turn your guns on your own in this fashion.
Do not turn your guns on any Guyanese.
The only time you ought to use lethal force is when you are under threat.
Yes.
Powerful point coming in by the Honorable Doctor and Honorable MP, Mr. Psycho Andres. Out and about doing the home affairs work, you understand? Sad situation on the ground.
His life twice, according to his mother, in the space of 5 days. Now, these police officers shoot this 19-year-old young man and then claim afterwards it's mistaken identity. But I want them to know that after all of this, the Guyana Police Force is going to be sued. The state is going to be sued. And it's not the first time. It is not the first time that family members are suing the Guyana Police Force or the state or the government of Guyana. It's not the first time.
Yeah. But why it got reached to all of that with the suing and all of that, which is definitely their right. Me saying that they shouldn't sue, right? But where is the preventative measures? Because how much money you can pay for a young man's mobility? We know that they didn't even want to pay more than 20-something million, I think, was the amount that they had to pay recently for what was a situation where another young man was unalived, right? And they were appealing that amount that was supposed to be given to his family and loved ones. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
A natural way to stay ready, baby. 'Cause I'm ready for you, Mr. C.
The ultimate male supplement, Men's Total Wellness Formula, packed with essential nutrients for men's health.
She'll call you Mr. C.
Unleash the best version of yourself with every goddess. Say goodbye to limitations and say hello to a better, stronger, healthier you.
feet on soil, Guyana roots in my veins.
Long boots showdown between the leader of the opposition and the Honorable MP. I'm telling you.
They don't want to talk so. I asked him a minute so. What's the position of the conversation? You can't talk to me. You can't face me. What if I can't face me? You can't get a level of corruption. I asked the MP and he said, what is the position? Refuse. Minister refuses. We can allocate funds to the minister. That's not
Anybody. Scenes from the situation on the ground. The long boots showdown between the leader of the opposition and the honorable minister. Allegedly, some persons can face others like a man. I wonder why God come to that. There shouldn't be no bad blood in going on right there. Y'all ain't hear what the president already highlighted. Persons gotta find themselves, you know, the capability that is necessary to make sure that we can work together for the betterment of the country, buddy. Listen, ultimately, we're the ones that's gonna make the change. We're the ones that's gonna make it possible for our country to be the country that all of we could enjoy. You understand? So we hope that the minister would do the right thing so that persons in God there, you know, calling you out and highlighting certain things like we're going on right here. Allegedly. Allegedly. May, June rain causing a lot of flooding, causing a lot of back and forth on the ground. Persons calling out the leader of the opposition, highlighting certain situations that's going on the ground right now with the youth, with the black youth that are being mistreated in one of the wealthiest nations in the world, in our beautiful country of Guyana. What are your views, Delta 9 travelers? Drop it into the comment section. Let me put up the banner with the hotline number so that if persons would like to call it in, call it in. Let's have some insightful conversation on these very important headlines. Because recently, we see that Mr. Bailey, Honorable Mr. Bailey, who's always out and about doing the work of the people, right? One of the members of VPAC, out and about, and he made these statements right here towards, let's hear directly from
right?
Mr.
As you
Bailey.
then, at some point, Guyanese gonna start wondering if you was a fraud or not. You understand? You come in talking, but you want to change your country. I ain't one of the people told you couldn't do it on your own. Many people told you that. You was one of the most unwilling people to work with anyone else. Just like the PPP, you feel like you have sole rights to this title of president or grand leader. I see yesterday from Straight News a thing but Irfan, and I put you there, and when we used to eat bread together. I mean, I wouldn't be so keen to remind Guyanese that the very oppressors and dictators in there are the people you put in office, and now you come to fight them to get them out of office after you put them there and funded them to the tune of billions of dollars. I won't be so eager to remind people. We're not impressed. Oh, you put them there and I can take you out. Sang more and more every day like a fraud. What happened to the live we did on Melly Mel, where as we then promised he can set up a group for the whole opposition to work together?
Telling you, Mr. Bailey, plug out, plug out on the leader of the opposition. What are your views, Delta 9 travelers? Drop it into the comment section. Call it in. The hotline number is scrolling on the screen. Lied is saying this. Big up yourself, Lied. Thanks for being a part of the live. Good night. Listening to your program, my condolences goes out to the family and friends of CC, RIP. Big up yourself, Lied, and thanks for dropping those condolences into the chat. Big up yourself, and thanks for being a frequent traveler right here on Delta 9 Media. Carlisle, shalom, shalom. Thanks for being a part of the live. Whom I believe it was Mr. Mohammed, and I think I could stand corrected, but I think it was the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, if I'm not mistaken, that had the back and forth with the leader of the opposition at the pump station. I think it was the two of them. I could stand corrected on that. that had a little good showdown right there at the pump station. But guess what? Mr. Bailey is highlighting this right now about what's going on with the leader of the opposition, allegedly.
You're starting to sound like a fraud. The other day I called you out on a live saying you stop answering my calls and thing off you all who want me join win. But when it came to you with the stuff that you could have taken the PPP to court for rigging the election, you all stop answering my calls. I called you out on a live. I see 2 missed calls from you as within. I called you back. I didn't see you return my calls. Me know if you was a wrong people and you was trying to tell them, oh, me and Francis is talking lying. I don't lie. I don't lie. Aubrey, use another one thought you.
Who me? I give honor to the persons that are out doing the work of the people. I would have seen Honorable Mr. Bailey out and about with Honorable Mr. Best, because the honor is given and the honor can't be taken away to those that do the work and the service to the nation, do the service to the people. And I've seen them out and about, just like others that would have been a part of the list, and a leader of the list say, yeah, you could go in, or you could go in, or you make it in, and you make it in. So even Honorable Miss Ferguson, even Honorable Miss Brooms, that is out and about doing the work of the people. Remember, the work is what brings the honor, not a person choosing you saying you could be a part of this or you could be a part of that. It's the work where we could see these brothers and our sisters as well is out and about doing. So that's why I give them that honor here at Delta 9 Media. It's up to you and others if you would like to bestow them with that honor. But here at Delta 9 Media, I give them that honor because I see them man going and bring water to persons that ain't getting water for years. I see Honorable Miss Brooms is out and about building and cleaning up areas in Tiger Bay and all over the place. And they in there in Parliament. So how come they ain't get no honor, but other persons they say honor this, honor that, and they in there doing some of the work that we see these brothers and sisters are out doing. And we're not taking away no honor from persons who formally should be given that honor. But we will bestow them with the honor that they deserve for being out and about doing the great deeds that they've been doing. And we hope that they continue to do these great works.
To win all these seats, right? None of y'all don't want to work with each other, but I done seen the biggest headache in 2030 gonna be so many people in the same opposition. I am put fire on y'all. If just the PPP, I think I here to criticize you wrong. If the opposition can't get its act together, all you hypocrites that said you were there for Adriana Young, all you hypocrites that said you were there standing in solidarity with those children that got burned to death because of the state's negligence, right? All of you, when it came the time to work together and cooperate and join hands in unison, you could not do it. I'll never forget you, Alfred. I can be like a pest on your back, like a cockroach till 2030, reminding you, cooperate or perish. Cooperate or perish. What did any of you get? All of you that wanted to be great leader and president, what did you get? Nothing. Everybody get a little couple seats. But where is everyone? Outside the halls of power, right? As then you wouldn't have had to everywhere on this road and the road, highlighting, telling people, oh yeah, the government not doing this. You wouldn't have to be protesting outside the Ministry of Labor. You would have been inside there. All you had to do was partner with people, but you're too selfish. And nobody come and tell you that to your face. You're a selfish big man. Your whole empire, all of your wealth is built on greed and corruption. We all know that when we were willing to forgive it. There's a man that come from the other side. He know corruption. Maybe he could fight it. But you're too selfish. Even the page is still T. Muhammad. It's not win. It's like some family empire like the House of Saud. And I wish Guyanese would start taking the boo-boo out of their eyes. You're a selfish man in a selfish party. Y'all don't want to work with other people. You just come every now and again and tell people on the internet, but you're going to work with people and blah, blah, blah. But behind the scenes, you're telling people have nothing to do with Darwin, right? Y'all don't want nobody talking with me. Have nothing to do with those guys. Why? Are we criminals? Are we facing extradition? Is Darwin facing extradition from Guyana for smuggling? No, he's not. Why you don't want to work with Darwin? Why you don't want to work with VPAC? Everyone have a chip on their bloody shoulder. And the country's sinking because of it, because you guys cannot cooperate. So, if Aubrey, you say you want the seat till 2030, and you don't want to leave, as it seems like many people want you to just step aside and let somebody fresh take that party for a spin, because it's going into the ground. If you lose 19 seats, you deserve to be on your ass. Out! Sorry. You failed. Let another person step up to the plate. Go and do your little contract for Exxon or whatever. Right? And same it as you did. I know what y'all doing. But between y'all, you're getting more seats. But you don't want to work together. And yesterday I heard very disturbing. I hear apparently PNC, AP, and you don't want to work with Win either. So what we doing? We all fighting for... What we fighting for? For 2030, you're going to be in the same position again? No. Put fire in y'all. And keep reminding y'all. Cooperate or perish. And even after I say all this, yes, as you didn't call you selfish, I think you don't Aubrey, all that, I still willing to work with y'all for the benefit of the people of Guyana. I don't have to like you to work with you. I don't have to like you to work with you. And let's get to that point. People. Those are the important things. The people. Not the personalities. Personality is things we can work around and try and figure out and find safe space or common ground or whatever. But we need to operate and work for the people. At crunch time, when it comes down to it, I saw way too much narcissism. And every day, I think about how to break that up before the next election come around. Right? Too many narcissists in the hood. A man's they think she and I think she would get everything. Right? Me and Darwin spent ages building up networks, communicating with everybody, and hand over all these things to a man. So, okay, now finalize the partnerships. Lady came back with nothing. And realized she didn't want to work with anybody either. Because she also want to be the great leader. Everyone want to be the president. Me, I ain't here to be president. If I reach in, if we get in, the whole coalition, everybody getting in. I was like, hey, Francis, the only thing available for you is to wash bottles for the people. I'm going to wash bottles for the people. If that's the best thing I could do to serve the people, however I can be best of service. And y'all need to get in that mindset. The president is not everything. They got a lot of work need doing in this country. Being the president is not everything. Right?
Powerful point coming in from our brother, Mr. Bailey. Right? Giving us some insights right there that, definitely are making some powerful points. What are your views, Delta 9 travelers? Drop it in the comment section. The hotline numbers on your screen right now scrolling. Call it in. Let's have some meaningful conversation about these details. I'm telling you, so many headlines for us to update one another with on this Sunday evening. And right now we're going to hear from the president himself, right? Because we are making records internationally, globally, right? Because guess what? Guyana just set the world record for international robotic surgery, right? But not no ordinary kind of robotic surgery, because this person is doing it. Listen, let me let you get some of these details from the president so you could understand just the milestone that our medical field would have crossed. And it's something that we definitely should commemorate. It's something that we should look at as an achievement as well, because it's good that we got this amount of equipment. It's good that we're making these levels of advancement. The only thing that we're looking into right now, because we're hearing a lot of persons highlighting it, and we're seeing a lot of things on the ground as well being highlighted about the amount of persons that are actually manning a lot of these new hospitals that we got. They're saying they get a lot of understaffing situation, which is understandable. because the wages are low, right? And a lot of persons are saying that they are moving to other parts of the world because of better compensation and better environments for them and their family as well to work in. So these are a number of things that, you know, most countries have as they grow and develop. But nonetheless, our president is highlighting the achievements, right? President Ali highlighting these achievements that the medical field would have gotten just recently. Let's hear these details.
In global healthcare, many persons doubted. Many more persons thought that we are making a... So the diaspora, here's your opportunity to make your contribution and to be part of the massive transformation taking place in our country. I now move to some exciting news. When I said that we want to position Guyana as a leader in global healthcare, many persons doubted. Many more persons thought that we were making a very light statement. But I also said that our development must lead to the prosperity of CARICOM, this region. That is why when we embarked on this journey of robotic surgery, and not only robotic surgery, Riyadh, you can correct me if I am going wrong medically, the latest advances in technology in robotic surgery. The absolutely latest technology, not the one yesterday, the most current technology, some of which, most of which, is not even existing in the most developed medical environment we have adopted in our robotic. We have leapfrogged to 2050 and beyond. We have leapfrogged to 2050 and beyond. And as an entire team, and I'm so grateful and thankful for the team across our medical system. But when we made the investment, we did not just make an investment to be part of history. We made the investment and we bought the entire training module. And we got the SS Mantra ecosystem to agree to put an international training hub here in Guyana to train all our professionals. We had to send our entire team to India to be trained. And the guys, the report is exceptional. They were blown away at the capability of our local guys. And I'm so proud of you guys. But today, this facility, everything that they experience in the most advanced facility in India, in the coming weeks, will be available here in Guyana for the rest of the region as we build out the hub for robotics, surgery, and care from Guyana. And the spokes will be built out throughout the Caribbean, and we will provide this training mechanism for all of the teams across the region. So I think that deserves a resounding round of applause. There is no...
That's good news. You understand? Because it was times when, for the most simplest of things, you gotta get fly out. So it's still good when you hear that you're having this level of advancement in healthcare going on in Guyana. Big up to all the professionals that was a part of what went down with the record-breaking surgery that went down, right? Big up to all the professionals, all the doctors, all the medical teams that were a part of it, right? And big up to everybody that was a part of setting up the program as well. You know, definitely something to celebrate.
No better way to signal our mark in this Diamond Jubilee than this historic moment. A landmark cardiac telesurgery procedure was conducted on the 26th of May, 2026 on our Diamond Jubilee in the Cooperative Republic of Guyana at 6 a.m. The team performed a coronary artery bypass graft. The surgery was performed by internationally renowned cardiac surgeon Dr. Sudhir Srivastava and his entire team, both from India and from Guyana, and of course, regionally. Dr. Srivastava operated remotely from Guyana on a patient located in India using the SSI Mantra 3 robotic surgical system. From today, our surgeon is called Freedom 60. Mantra Freedom 60. So when you do your cardiac surgery or you do surgery in the neurology or gynecology, you will hear Surgeon Freedom 60 will be at your side. Don't be afraid. The telesurgery covered, and please listen carefully, the telesurgery covered an estimated distance of approximately 20,000 kilometers, making it the longest distance telesurgery ever attempted in the world to date. Completed. I want to make it clearer now. Making it the longest distance telesurgery ever completed in the world. The procedure in India was supported on site by Dr. Lalit Malik and Dr. Mohit Bandari.
Bantu King is saying these people can't even get rid of the common cold, and they are talking about robotic surgery. I'm telling you, big up yourself, Bantu King. Thanks for dropping the insightful commentary in the comment section. Plus, thanks for being a frequent traveler here with us on Delta 9 Media. Humi is saying they need to fix the small stuff before they leap to the big stuff. You know, sometimes these opportunities just come across your table and you just say, listen, let me take this opportunity and see how many of us will benefit and how we can make it a beneficial situation for everybody, you know. Greetings, you're on to Delta 9 Media Live. Call you there? Greetings, you're on to Delta 9 Media Live.
Bless Sunday night to you, man. Sunday evening.
Greetings, what's going on, Al?
Yeah, man, I'm fine. I did listening to the bullet. This man shooting to people. Listen to me. A press conference with all these people that was a part. Why is not these people explaining to the guy, these people, what this thing about?
Yeah.
Where are these people that you're talking about? Not them is the expert supposed to let me introduce the head of the team and he's gonna explain more what this is all about. Yo, they're selling people's dreams. All the time they come on and see me. Nothing makes sense when these people talk, bro. They keep lying and lying to the guy, these people. Now wait. Everything is back to India. You need a black person name there, and white, everybody is an Indian. Something that's done from India to Guyana. So that makes sense. Where the people that was part of this whole new what you call it, new development.
The new technology. Well, when we hear the names, right? Maybe they might not be as fluent in English, right? And that might be the reason why they were chosen to do the back and forth with persons coming from India.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Most of these guys in these big things, they must make sure they speak English because they come from America and they travel around the world.
Okay. Powerful point.
You don't know this government say they always come in here, they put E and E as the things that is not just like KG and a taxi.
I'm telling you.
They bullet. I don't trust nothing come out their mouth, bro.
Hey, tell
You
you.
gotta wait and see.
Yeah.
They're just selling dreams that try to show that they're doing more. You guys no proper hospital. People losing their foot because they got gunshot from the police. The foot rather cut off because they ain't have nothing to, no proper facility to take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. Let it make sense. Let it make sense.
Crazy times when you
You
think
don't
about
need to, like Mali said, who have rights to peace and see what we shall hear.
it.
But you know what the leader said? The real president, Chinese people are done. They're stupid. There you go. I hear listening.
Big up yourself, Al. Thanks for calling in with those insights right here on Delta 9 Media. Powerful points being made right there from one of our frequent travelers. What are your views? What are your views, Delta 9 travelers? Let's get some more of these details coming in from the president himself, the Honorable President Ali.
Following that historic moment, we then had a local robotic general surgery. And we have some of our team will give you the details. For a matter of fact, they will tell you about how different a human is from a robot when you know sometimes you go in and there is more to fix than you thought.
Narayana, thanks for being a part of the live. And thanks for being a moderator right here on Delta 9 Media. Bantu King is saying the PPP scamming the people. Where are the doctors who broke history? I'm telling you about it. You see when you do this thing one time, people is just lose the credibility in you. People is lose the credibility when you're talking about no stone unturned and all of these things.
Then following that, it makes
It's cause a certain level of distrust, you know? And even as we talk about what's going on right now in our healthcare and with our situation, with our hospitals and stuff like that, I got a video here that I wanted to share. But you know what? I'm going to put it up as a pre-recorded because you might not be able to see it how I would like to present it. But it's basically giving some insights with what's going on with our brothers and sisters right now in Cuba. I'm telling you, we're getting that directly from persons on the ground so we could understand exactly what's taking place before it reached certain new syndicates, allegedly, that might be giving us a different understanding to these details, or that might be presenting certain things in a way that is trying to push a particular narrative, right? Narayana is saying it's a pattern with these fraudsters. Telling you, hey, when people got you down in a way, and when you put yourself in a position for people to look at you in a particular manner, I'm telling you, 48 laws of power, right? You say reputation is everything, guard it with your life.
And that human would have had to change in a theater from 3 hours to 6 hours. You can imagine the strain, right, Dr. Riyad? But they will tell you a bit about that. So following that telesurgery led by Dr. Hemraj Ramcharan and supported by Dr. Bibi Hussain and Dr. Jagnan Ramnarang, they performed a local robotic hernia repair. The procedure involved the repair of a hernia. The Guyanese team previously underwent specialized training in robotic surgery in India. I'll ask Dr. Ramcharan to explain to you what they did. You have that. Who will do the presentation?
Okay, so they did have persons there that were a part of the proceedings, but possibly they weren't willing to or had a presentation ready. You know, so we can get into some more details of what's going on there. Hopefully they give us some more insights on this record and this achievement. And let's hope that this now gives a new zeal for us to get better healthcare services in the country, man. Less than 1 million people. And if we're talking about tourism for healthcare, then a lot of things got to step up, or else a lot of different countries in the world, countries like Vietnam, countries like Thailand, countries like Colombia and other parts of the world, they eat with food. They eat with food when it comes down to certain things when you're talking about healthcare and tourism. Check it out for yourself. Check with them nations, you can see what I'm talking about. But guess what? Honorable Maipaul had a sit down recently with the president's cousin, allegedly. But I'm telling you, with family like this, you really don't need enemies. You're telling you the lyric going on.
But I am no journalist, right? I don't profess to be anywhere close to journalism. I'm a politician. And I want to ask you directly, which minister of government you think is the most corrupt in the People's Progressive Party, and why?
Well, to answer the question directly, is that I find the entire PPP, has a level of corruption, very high level of corruption, right? Ministers use, and this is how the corruption works. Let me give you a breakdown of how the corruption work at the ministerial level. They use the people at the ground level to activate the corruption, where the corruption lies. So let me say that there's a minister responsible for the East Bank. There are 2 ministers responsible for the district. The upper level is Vikram Bharat and the lower level of Kwame Mokai, right?
Where are the boundaries? Upper level is from...
The upper level from Eccles to Craig.
Okay.
And from Craig to Suzdite.
Is Kwame
Mokai.
Okay.
So we work on all these levels with the both ministers. There would normally be other ministers who would interject sometimes based on the situation. And you had like former minister Anand Prasad,
who was always
and I can bring a corruption of I commented the real level of corruption just now concerning that particular minister. All the ministers in the government, in my view, are corrupt, right? Because why I say so is because I reach out to several of the ministers them. You know, one day I travel all the way to Freedom House to reach with the vice president, and he refuses to meet with me to highlight this problem.
He knows you?
Yeah, he refuses me.
But he knows you?
Yes, he knows me.
Okay.
I provide PA system for the
I understand that, but I just wanted to establish that he knows
me. He knows me. The president, he knows me A1 because we are family.
Yes.
Right? When he look at his interview, he may probably have shocked to know that I take a different level in terms of this. But I must say very clearly that, and I want to make it very strategically clear, that I choose to come on this interview. I choose to meet out to you and have this discussion because it reached a time.
But why now? Why now though? Why a conversation with allegedly your cousin political rival? Why now? What's going on? Is there some type of infighting going on within the family that you should keep private and just deal with it in the family realms? Even though you're glad to hear the insights that he's presenting, allegedly, right? You still got to question yourself and say, but wait, what you going to answer with your own family? And you was a part of this party from since you were a youth and you were saying that so much corruption going on, and you ain't got no part to play in it. So what part you was really playing in the party if the party is so corrupt? Just got suss out these things, you know. Who remember Uncle Scar? Remember Uncle Scar when Uncle Scar run out and was exposing, allegedly, certain things about what was going on with Mohammed, the honorable leader of the opposition? Is this a similar situation we're seeing right here? It's crazy, you know. Family, buddy. Family. You're telling you?
Mr. Mahipal, that the Guyanese people need to speak out.
Yeah.
The Guyanese people need to speak out because the victimization is clearly across the board, right? The government is boasting about the fastest growing economy. I want to know if the government or any of the ministers has walked the road, if they were jumping a bus on the park and travel to Timiri, sit amongst the passengers, or if they're going to come at an ordinary supermarket and take $5,000 and walk into the supermarket and come out back and show me how much things they get from that supermarket.
Cost of living at an all-time high. That's one of the things them that we definitely could say for real. That's a real situation on the ground, you know. Bantu King is saying, why not now? Many people would have left the APNU. Powerful point, Bantu King. Very powerful point. But the point that he's saying is, listen, your cousin, you're a part of the party since you're a part of the youth group. Allegedly, you were a leader in the youth group. Allegedly. You understand? You come through all the ranks X, Y, and Z. Use the person that dealing with the sound, the audio in any type of political gathering. The audio is one of the most important aspects of that meeting, of that presentation, of that rally, because persons need to hear the message, right? So you got an important role, but why no? Why no? What's the reason? Right? Could it be just you just saying that you know, the Guyanese people need to speak up this, that, and the third? But it's been a while now, allegedly, that there's a lot of corruption and a lot of activities that definitely a lot of things could be said about. So how come now, after all of these years, obviously got to be more than a decade of service, right? I don't know. But if you were to go into another political group, one might want to ask, how loyal would you be to that group? Because we hear what you're doing to your own cousin, and we're seeing what you're doing to your own political party that you are a part of for so many years.
That is where I'm going to evaluate where a minister lies and where the ordinary people lies, right?
Greetings, we're on to Delta 9 New July.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You think could be right, or right? Why is right? Why now?
Yeah.
One, he might have a change, a soul. We feel that this thing isn't right. Because remember, you know, now you see you only getting victimized like yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So this man, hey, them is we people, them is we. Why you doing that to them too?
Okay.
You know, if you all right.
So nobody probably ain't listening to me saying, and you know, he probably saying, yeah, they're on for so long, these man, and even giving me no type of ear when I voice certain conversations. Okay.
Right. That's one of the main, that's the first reason I come with. Next reason is something you want to disagree with.
Yeah.
And they didn't like what you said, and they just turned their back on me. On him. So I remember you see how Jack Gill this when he tried to set up a talk with Jack Gill.
Yeah.
You see, the PDP party is like this. You have a puppet master and everybody below him, is the puppet.
Okay.
And if you try to be a puppet when you pull your foot, you're pulling back up. Let's say your arm go instead of your foot, you just come to you. That's what tell people say all them ministers are follow them. Because all them things they got, that you could strip them of it. Look at Mohammed, how them are stripping them, take away the gun, that this and that. The man tell me, the man might say, next move, the man might say, take it out.
People in the chat definitely, travelers in the chat definitely agreeing with the points that you're making, because Paulette is saying this, Paulette is saying, I believe every word that the guy is saying. You understand? Paulette is saying she believe everything we saying. But me saying I don't believe we saying, you know, but I kind of looking at it and saying, what is what really we watching at it?
No,
This is not something that...
They said something months ago, like around a year or so ago. He said the PPP government, once they can't agree with them, they throw you under the bus.
Under the bus.
He said that, and right now they throw you under the bus. He begging for go back. Then get time with him. And this is where I had a discussion today with one of my boys. My boy said they're gonna allow them and they're gonna give them their money and send them back to India. I said that would never happen. They have to find their own bread. So the ticket if they want to go back to India. They don't give them what they want, their passport. There's no record about any other thing and employment and whatever.
That's rugged. Yeah.
And this is going to cause a problem around some of them, people in the party who is Indian like them. Because they're looking at your slaving veto. There you go.
You see, that's the point I was making too, you know. How come with all the things that was going on? Just like you made that point right there, right? You're slaving them now too. So that means that it's a thing that's going on for years now. They're doing things to people, this, that, and the third, and you're a part of this party for more than a decade. You understand?
Here I just said it. Thing I just said.
Yeah.
Them man don't care about nobody about their pocket.
Okay.
Them man don't care about the country named Guyana. They care about the land, because the land is where the resource at. You understand me?
Yeah.
But the country that named Guyana, them man ain't got no shame. Look the flag and people say, oh, there's shame. Shame about what?
But it has such This is embarrassing. I'm telling you.
The world got involved in that. All them people were sitting there have some part to do in getting some of Guyana wealth for nothing. So all of these people around the world sit down and watch the human trafficking and everything, and they say nothing.
It's crazy.
That's how it goes, and the government knows that. Like one of my friends just tell me, Ali is this. I say, Ali is not different. Ali is just a mouthpiece to John Dio. It's like somebody got all the gun and they get plate. When they want to feel like eat with a plate, they put it in the mouth. When they do, they put it down. That's how John Dio deal with Ali. He's a mouthpiece. I deal with it.
Look yourself, I'm telling you. Hey, you feel these travelers easy? That man said the man treated it like a mouthpiece. You just using it for convenience and then putting it down when it's no longer convenient. They telling you, hey, but guess what? Every time we get a call, no matter where in the world we're located and we're live, Samsung is keeping us connected. No matter where in the world the flight is boarding and located, right? Big up to everybody that's in the chat right now. Team Samsung, Delta 9 Media.
Samsung, keeping us connected no matter where in the world we're located.
Sleepy is the only diaper brand in Guyana with such a wide range to choose from. We cater to all babies, from newborns all the way to stage 7. Our collection includes Sleepy New, Sleepy Sensitive, Sleepy Natural and Organic, Sleepy Night, and don't forget our fashion jeans. Most of all, they're available in both paste and pull-up styles. Sleepy, Guyana's #1 selling baby diaper, available at stores nationwide.
I'm helping a lot of people around this country when it comes to like sickness. Now, right now we have a child from the interior, Region 1, that is having a heart issue, right? Where I encourage your grandparents to bring him out so we can seek some. I'm right now negotiating. Tomorrow morning I'll be meeting with some of the doctors at Georgetown Hospital.
Okay.
To have this child fully evaluated medically, so we can, it's 5 years now he's suffering from a seizure, and he is terrible. Right? Coming back to the point of corruption, and you asked me the question about which one of the ministers, and as I said,
or if all of them,
right?
if you
the
want,
entire government.
the thing is, if you have information,
right?
of course, as a politician, I will
the
want
entire
those
government is corrupt. And why I say so, I'm directly involved as a victim of victimization because I wanted to expose corruption. So that is Vikram Bharat and me. I was at the station on that day when my son was arrested, right? Sitting on the bench with my 7-year-old son, call the minister Vikram Bharat, right? And he said to me, there's nothing he can do about that.
Wow.
Right? He said to me, I was at the station in the presence of the police. The police seized my phone. And I told them, I said, listen, I just want one call to call the minister because he knows me well, right? And his
so
people
clearly that came from higher powers then.
Right. So I'm giving you a breakdown. I don't want to say Minister Vikram corrupt, but I want to show you. I want to show this entire country how vindictive, how corrupt it is. Not a form of corruption. There are lands that are given out in diamonds. There's a man that came from India by the name of Shankar Sharma. Right? He's a Pandit. And he has been given 2 acres or 2.5 acres of land in Diamond between 19th Street, 18th Street, second floor corner.
Why you tell my you?
Big up yourself.
How are they going on?
Great, man. How's yours? Going so far, yes, sir.
Excellent. Good level. You can't complain, man. You see, I tell people, my brother, once you're not affiliated with PPP, just eat the dinner. Just eat the dinner once you're not affiliated with them. Have to be affiliated with.
Yeah.
You see, you could get anything you want, my God. Once you're affiliated with them, man, you could get anything, my dude. Anything you want. This be happening for years, my dude. Because when somebody say, hey, my youth, and tomorrow you want free, my youth, the car walk. You're affiliated with them. So corruption rampant all the time, bro, all the time. And what we got in people doing? Or we got in they can't do nothing every time.
Can't or won't?
They gonna want to know if we can't do nothing or we will not do anything. We just sit down, let's go up, and I already know the country, and we just fold our hands and complaining. You understand?
Yeah.
Because getting serious, okay, every day people coming out to me, brother. These government people ain't got no skin in their eyes, so they'll take us there for work to people right, bro. Huh?
Crazy.
And you see, everybody crying, my brother. It's not just one set of people crying there, everybody crying, bro.
Yeah.
And what the government doing? What the government doing, bro?
Still to
now
be
this
seen.
man is coming out and start. This man get things now, want to bash come out and start for nothing. Another person come out and start. What happened to them? Nothing. And this government still doing what they expect.
Yep.
Continue recycling all the time. Just to recycle.
Yep. Yep. Telling you, it's crazy. Big up yourself, Dion. Thanks for calling in and dropping those insights with us right here live on a Sunday with Delta 9 Media. Big up to all the travelers that are a part of the chat right now, all the frequent travelers with us, all the first-time travelers. Make sure you hit that subscription button and become a part of Team Delta. We're definitely on the road to a milestone achievement, and we would love for you to join us on this journey, right? Bantu King is saying the government is thieving the money. That's what they're doing, Carla. I'm telling you. Humi is saying, well, that answers the question, why now Delta? Yeah. We're glad that he's giving us some insights as to why he would have now decided to come forward, you understand? Remember now me saying that he's presenting any kind of fallacies in what he's saying, right? But I still questioning what's going on in front of our face. Is it a distraction? Is it another situation where, you know, it's infighting within the family that soon is going to go away? And then this whole situation right here is just going to be, you know, more headlines that brush under the rug. Trust me, we're going to bring you all the updates that's going to come from this, because as you can see, we have Honorable Mr. Mike Paul as the person covering the interview. So you know he's going to remember these details and continue to highlight the different updates that's going to come in about it.
Right, there's a big plot of land, and he is a JP. Right, he's a JP. Now he has close connection with former Minister Anand Prasad. Anand Prasad, I question the land, the issue of the land. And let me tell you where the corruption come from there. There's one corruption that I really want to highlight it for a number of years. This land was given to the community of Diamond, and it was orchestrated by the then Sri Prakash Gosai, who get the approval of this land for the community of Diamond. Right? Very sadly, not long after, he died in America with a heart attack. Right? This guy, Shankar Sharma, who came all the way from India, he came, he took over the land. He said he sell what he had in India, and he come here and he build on this land.
A private property?
A mandir. He built a mandir.
Okay.
So we were part of that temple. I'm a musician. And as much as I'm a Muslim, I'm a musician. Sometimes I go to the temple, I play instruments at the temple. Because
so Anand Prasad had to do it.
Narayana is saying you can't make any move out of the land without the Guyanese people's approval. Every signature signed by nature is that approval to take resources. Very insightful comment. Big up yourself, Narayana, one of our insightful moderators. Thanks for dropping those comments into the comment section, right?
With this.
So I comment to that. Okay. And I want to give you a breakdown as to how it links. And I'm going to show you again how vindictive these ministers are. At the temple, we had a meeting and I raised the question about the accountability again. I'm a person always advocate for accountability and never get my way. When I advocate about the accountability of the temple, because one man running the show, he's collecting all the donation, he's doing everything, he's collecting all, nobody knows what's going on. And I said one day that this land is not a personal land. This land wasn't issued for a personal or a person by interest. This land, as far as I know, was orchestrated by the allocation was orchestrated because of the intervention of Prakash Gosai. And if you go to Diamond and you sit amongst the oldest set of people here, that is where the truth comes out. Because this is where I get my information from. So, and I know about it. I'm living not too far from there. So when the land was allocated, this man came after Prakash died and he owned this land. He owned this land. We had an issue at the meeting. He pushed me 3 times because I raised the issue in the meeting. I called the Dharmic Sabha, who is headed by Dr. Vindi. The East Bank branch is headed by Miss Camille Duki, who went to private school. And we had a very big meeting the night at that temple. And at that temple, when we had the meeting, an argument arose. There was dissatisfaction about the meeting. There were dissatisfaction about my questions at the meeting. The Dharmic Sabha, however, they encouraged me to hold this meeting. And they encouraged me to hold this meeting. I made contact with Mr. Dave Singh. I made contact with Ms. Camille Duki. I'm deeply involved with all these people.
That's the point I'm making as well. You're deeply involved with all the people that you're claiming is deeply involved in a lot of corruption. So if you laying down in the pen with the pigs, how come you don't know more on you, buddy? Are we to believe that everything that you're saying, somehow you had no part to play in nothing going on right here? That is this corruption that's being exposed? Sometimes we gotta analyze these things, from a neutral point so we could really figure out what's really taking place in front of our faces. But guess what? A lot of persons from the side of the PPP came out with a number of different things highlighting about the Honorable Mr. Mahipal. And some of them things, we're not even going to share them things over here because you don't know. It's just a slander campaign, which means that some of the interview, allegedly, might got some teeth, you understand? And they say when you hit the dog, when the dog gets strike, it can squeal, right? So I'm telling you, some of these things is so that is being presented allegedly by the president's cousin. It seems like if it's striking a card that is definitely causing a song, right? Never a dull moment in our beautiful country of Guyana. There's always so many headlines and so many things for us to update one another with. So many things for us to update one another with, right? Big up to all the frequent travelers right now that are a part of the live. Big up to every single person who joined us for the first time today, right? Thanks for tuning in and for making this live presentation what it is. Thanks for everybody that dropped these insightful comments into the comment section. Big up to all the persons who took time out to call in. Because remember, you the viewers, you the frequent travelers are the ones that make this live what it is. You're the persons that definitely contribute to the energy and the flow of how we're going to present right here on Delta 9 Media. I want to thank every person for being a part of the live, right? Definitely big up to everyone that's going to catch this live in the rewind in the future. Thanks for tuning in to Delta 9 Media, right? Guess what? Make sure you pick up the right luggage. Give me a pong, thumbs up the live before you leave. Give me a pong, thumbs up the live on your way in to the live presentation as well, right? Big up yourself to every single moderator that's in the chat right now. and every moderator that is going to catch this one in the rewind in the future. Nariana, Humi, Rasta Empress, everybody that's in the live right now. Thanks for tuning in. One love. The flight has landed right here on Delta 9 Media, right? On a Sunday. We had a very jam-packed presentation. So many headlines that we updated one another with. So many more headlines that we got to update you with on upcoming presentations and pre-recorded videos. So make sure you join the team. Subscribe to Delta 9 Media. One love. And I'm going to catch you in the next presentation. One love. Advertise with us and let's help you promote your next product, project, or event. More than 1 million viewers every month in Guyana and all over the globe. No project too big, no project too small. Delta 9 Media. Let's help your project reach its widest possible audience.